that too, and I will read and try to answer any questions you might have. Of course, I am Kai Chen Chisholm. You can follow me on Twitter at Samurai Radio, 2 Eyes and Samurai. As always, Sean controlling everything behind the boards and being just the producer of all producers, helping out here and making sure that everything goes right. We have a good show for you guys today. No, not a good show. We have a great show for you guys today. And one of the best parts of it is a Royal Wednesday with Royal Shepherd from 5 Reasons Sports. And the Miami Heat have lost so many games now, 4 straight, that I think my plan, and Royal's joining us in the first hour in 2 segments from now, is to just let Royal go. I think I'm just going to, introduce Royal the right way, do everything I need to do, and just let Royal go and see where he gets to and his feelings on this, of course, without any explicits. But I think that's what's going to happen there. And Royal putting in the YouTube chat, indeed it is. Yes, it is a Royal Wednesday. I'm very excited. I love having Royal on and being able to have him on, especially in a time where I'm hoping that we just get the ultimate Royal Shepherd moment that can be going on and clipped as much as possible on Twitter would be great as well. And then on top of that, in the second hour, we're going to have on Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network. He worked with me when I was at PFN, obviously in different areas because I wasn't a part of the draft team, but he's a draft analyst for PFN. He'll be coming on. We'll talk to him about the Dolphins and the NFL draft there. If you didn't hear yesterday, he was on the Big O show, or the Onside Zone with Big O. And you can find that in podcast form by searching up Onside Zone in your favorite podcast app. And you can go back and listen to that if you want to get prepped to listen to whatever he says today. We're going to hit our roundtable segment for what we have today, really coming off strong here and starting off with it. And one of the big things with these roundtables that I really like is we just get to hear all these different perspectives. And if you don't hear them immediately or you can't catch them each show, it is tweeted by the Onside Radio account at the end of each day. You can click on it, and if you want to just get those quick segments from what we talked about, it's kind of important things happening in South Florida every day. You can go ahead, click that. It's retweeted by all of us. It's on the Onside Radio account. You can go there, find it, listen through. It's about usually 20 minutes, and you can get all of that there. And it's a great listen because you get to hear a bunch of different perspectives all on the same topic and kind of make your own opinion as well, which I really like because you get to hear a bunch of things, come away with your own opinion. Yesterday it was Kyle Lowry. Today we're talking about, do we think that the Miami Dolphins should pass on a wide receiver in the first round after the addition of Will Fuller? Simply put, my very quick and reliable answer is no, and I'm putting it in very huge capital letters in bold, underlined, in like 112-point font, right on a piece of paper and printing it out and just putting it everywhere around the studio. And this isn't to say anything bad about Will Fuller. We talked about it a while ago on the roundtable as well, and just on this show as well. Will Fuller is a fantastic addition. And being able to get him now, it is a good move for the offense. And it makes everything on the offense work better as long as he's healthy. So if he's healthy, then this is perfect. You have a guy. But we all saw what that wide receiver room was last year. You cannot just add one guy and come back and think that it's fine. Now, the only little caveat to this, and the thing that I think brings up the interesting opinion on it, is that you could still get a guy like Kyle Pitts, and that will help out, and he's kind of a receiver in his own right as a tight end. And I think that would still be fine. So there are little things in this where you could say, yeah, you could pass and it would be okay. So there is that. However, I think you have to end up leaving day one on April 29th with either Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, or Kyle Pitts. That you do not pass up on talent right now at the offensive side of the football when you need it so clearly you need it, you cannot pass up on those 4. You must walk away with one of those 4. Will Fuller does nothing for me. I don't care in that situation. Even if you got Juju, wouldn't care. If you got Will Fuller and Juju, you got Will Fuller and Kenny Golladay, you got Will Fuller and Curtis Samuel, I don't care. You walk away with one of those 4 guys because you saw what your receiver room and your offensive talent was last season. And it was not good. Albert Wilson is not moving the needle. Allen Hurns is not moving the needle. 19 is not moving the needle. Preston Williams, too much injuries. You can't rely on him. You could argue the same thing for Will Fuller. Injuries, can't rely on him. You need to go out there and leave draft night with one of a Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, or Kyle Pitts. If you walk out of that without any of those, then you failed to equip your team best when you needed to the most. That's my thoughts on the roundtable. I think you absolutely have to walk away with someone. If you don't, it's just I don't even want to get into the possibilities of hurt that could be. And going on other things with the Dolphins that still relates to the roundtable in a way, but not directly on that part of the roundtable, is that you have now a situation where you re-signed Landon Roberts today, which is a great re-signing. You know, this is a guy that you had in Landon Roberts where you had someone who came on very slow to start the season, and as the season progressed, as the defense got better, he became very vital in a part of your defense. He became very vital in your run defense, was extremely important in your run defense. Got injured, and you saw that there were some things that just didn't kind of pan out the way you wanted it to, or pan out the way that even maybe he wanted it to. And we all thought maybe Landon Roberts would be gone. Instead, he is still here. He re-signs. I think it's perfect. I think he fits, and I think Landon Roberts would be great to keep on, at least for this year, maybe another year after that as well. I love that because it's just making sure that you keep another piece of your defense. And when you're talking about free agency in general, right, tying in the Will Fuller, tying in the Landon Roberts, tying in, I guess you can add Bernardrick McKinney, even though it wasn't a free agent acquisition, it was a trade. There's so many things now that you can look at if you're the Dolphins where you didn't go after big name guys in free agency. And although a lot of us wanted them to, they didn't go after them. And right now, everything is fine. Everything is completely fine because there's nothing to worry about yet. You can start to worry when they come out flat. You can start to worry when after week 1, when Will Fuller is back, if whoever you drafted doesn't do well, if your defense isn't doing well, if Tua isn't doing well, by like week 5, week 6, okay, go ahead and worry. Go ahead. I'll be fine with that. But now is not the time. It's by far not the time. They did what the Patriots have been doing for years, and I know so many people hate that comparison, but they did exactly what we continuously said we wanted our team to do. They did what we continuously said, why can't the Dolphins just do this? Why are we overpaying for an Ndamukong Suh? Which I loved Ndamukong Suh, I want to add. I thought he was a great addition. It did not move the needle, which is unfortunate, but I think that was a great addition to the defense. But we were asking ourselves, why are we doing this? Why is the team making these moves? We love the big free agency signings, but we would always go back to them and be like, well, why? Right now, Dolphins fans are looking back and they're saying, why Kyle Van Noy? Yeah, it was good to get him in free agency, but in terms of what he really brought on a game day basis was not the same. You can't look at the 6.5. Don't tell me with the 6.5 that was important. Those came in 2 games. You know what we did with the small signings? What the team did, with the small signings? Emmanuel Ogbah, vital part of the defense. Landon Roberts, huge part of the run defense. Byron Jones was still very good, I think. Although people don't like that he didn't get interceptions and yada, yada, yada. It's ridiculous to me. But we're continuously saying that we want them to go out there and make additions to the team that's going to help in the long term. Yeah, you want splashes every now and then, but not consistently every single time that we get into free agency, blowing money on guys that don't succeed. They've done it with Daniel Ellerbe. They've done it now, you can say, with Kyle Van Noy. These smaller ones seem to always kind of work out a little bit for them. Albert Wilson worked out well, if you want to look at what his contract has been. There are some that you can look at, even an Issa Abdul Kudus, who signed, I think at the time, like a 3-year, 18, I can't remember exactly what it was, deal to come with the Dolphins before he had his career-ending injury, was playing very, very well. And especially for the money you paid him. Emmanuel Ogbah, Shaq Lawson, although I guess, you know what, he also is another one of those guys that goes, but he did his part, and it was for a very modest and very nice deal. It's fine to, love those big-name things, but getting a Will Fuller on a 1-year prove-it $10 million deal with incentives built into it, that's perfect. If he goes out and balls out, awesome. If he shows that he can play for 16 games, awesome. That is the perfect free agency signing, and if you go out there and you want to sign him to a better deal, you can. And maybe he tries to do what a Devontae Parker did, and he even said it in his press conference yesterday. The Dolphins took a chance on me. And that's the biggest part there. Some of these guys that are these lower name guys, some of these lower name free agency signings, the Dolphins are taking chances on them. And right now, some of them have worked out. And I think that you continue to go with that, and you continue to stay on that theme. Up next, we're going to get into a little bit of talk about Barcelona, because I want to talk about their current situation with their former president, Messi, and everything like that. If you're watching on YouTube, again, hello. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the videos. You can find all of them there. You're listening to Kai's Corner. We will be back after the break.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
I'm 54, so basically, it's too late to start saving for retirement, right?
Not right. Starting to save, even in your 50s, can really make a difference.
Well, right now, saving seems hard to wrap my head around. Plus, with the way this year's been going...
Hey, listen, it's okay. You still got this. Just go to aceyourretirement.org. It's an online tool from AARP that can help you get your retirement savings on track no matter your age. It's free and only takes about 3 minutes.
I like 3 minutes.
Yeah, at aceyourretirement.org, you'll chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer a few questions and you'll get a personalized plan and tips to help boost your retirement savings. Tips that are easy to understand and tailored to your lifestyle.
I like that too.
Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Just head to aceyourretirement.org and make your plan to start saving for retirement.
Thanks.
That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
What? So they'd be like Sauron. You are not. No, you're not. You're not. You're not jumping to Hobbit. You are not jumping to Lord of the Rings.
Why?
No, because you're not. You're not jumping from Marvel to Lord of the Rings.
There aren't any Marvel movies that even touch Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm serious, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch. Yeah, you're right. Iron Man isn't better than a 19-hour-long 3-part Hobbit.
So Iron Man is your favorite Marvel one?
No, I just threw it out there. There's 23 of them or 26 of them for crying out loud. Thor Ragnarok. Watch that one.
I thought they're all Thor
Oh my God.
Ragnarok.
No, Thor Ragnarok is an actual Thor movie. It's the 3rd Thor movie. I hate you.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Welcome back to Kai's Corner. To reach out to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Kai's Corner.
Question from YouTube comments. Shout out to Dennis Akers. Said, Kai, what do you think about the OU running back? I think he's a beast, and we could probably get him in the later rounds. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dennis, that you're talking about Ramondre Stevenson. I have not watched much of him. I will be completely honest. I'm not going to feed you information out of my rear end, but I will watch some of him. It looks like he is a late round guy, and I will look at some of his stuff. And you know what? We'll ask Ian Cummings when he comes on in the second hour. What he thinks about him as well, because I'm sure that he has his thoughts. So stick around for that and make sure to get that. But I will look at him, and I will kind of see what he has with him, and see kind of how he runs and operates. I still think that going after a Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Travis Etienne is kind of the way to go. But of course, you know, whatever happens, happens. I tweeted out this morning, tell me what's good from Dunkin', because I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I wanted to. And everyone said the frozen coffee. So it was the frozen coffee.
Frozen coffee, caramel swirl.
That's like a real, like, I guess like the frozen hot chocolate's a real thing. So I guess that frozen coffee is.
This isn't a frozen hot coffee. It's just a frozen coffee.
Right. No, I know. You know, it's Dunkin' Donuts that says frozen hot
frozen
chocolate.
hot coffee is different than a frozen hot chocolate. I'm sorry. Frozen coffee is just a frozen coffee.
Hey, listen, it's Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know what to say, man. Dunkin' Donuts is weird. I had a couple different things. So I want to touch on that really quick because I thought it was funny. Someone said veggie, egg white, and cheese on a croissant. If you're feeling really spicy, then of course there's bacon, egg, and cheese, whatever you want. And then superior coffee to Starbucks. Voila, better food drink for 1/3 of the cost. I don't know if it's superior, but it's pretty good.
Value-wise, I think it is.
Oh, yeah. Value and monetary, you know, money-wise, it's very much
That's
better.
what you want when you're building a team, value.
Yeah. Look, even Royal said 7 out of 10 was pretty accurate for Dunkin' Donuts. I agree. I think 7 out of 10 is pretty good. You know, it's not like this isn't anything fantastic. I'm drinking it. It's tasty. But, like, you know.
But when you drink Starbucks, it what does it do? It's like a party for you or something?
Party in my brain.
You got issues, bro.
I have issues. Yeah. Marsh is telling McDonald's employees he loves them, and I'm the one.
Well, I mean, listen, a lot of personalities here at this station. Let me tell you that now.
Hey, you know, that's what makes the world go wild. Makes the world go round.
Doesn't. Speaking of which, you said you brought food for everyone, and I've yet to get anything.
For the YouTube comments and viewers, I have the munchkins right here. I said that I was gonna bring them. I have them. So Sean, you can grab them. Toast and Marsh didn't grab anything, but you know what? I was a man of my word. Yeah, I was a man of my word. I said, you know what? Tomorrow, if I go to Dunkin', I'll bring munchkins, and I did. So I'm a man of my word. So the reason why I brought that up is because someone commented nothing after that, and then Austin Robillard, host of Red Card Radio, said Starbucks. Manny from 5 Reasons Sports said Starbucks with a picture of Starbucks. Then someone who I've
these guys must have money. Well, you know Austin. Austin's nothing but money. You don't have hair like that without money.
Shout out Austin.
I'm talking football.
And then someone who used to cover the Texans in Houston, named Patrick Storm, who I've been a little close with at least for a while. He also tweeted out a picture of his Starbucks coffee cup. So not a lot of fans of Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think people think that America runs on Dunkin', Sean.
America runs on Dunkin'.
I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. It's like, again, like, and even Royal said in the comments, like, it's not blowing me, like, it's good, but it's not blowing me away. Like, I'm not,
but
like,
do you need to be blown away by your coffee? Really?
If I'm paying for it, yeah.
You're not paying $20 for a venti.
It is more than what a venti has.
I paid $3.99 yesterday for a large frozen coffee. I threw in donuts, and by the time I walked out of there, I paid $5.50.
It's good, but
you can't even walk into Starbucks for $5.50.
Yeah, you can. The teas. I had a venti tea for $3.30.
You can get that for $1.50 at Dunkin'.
I did not want to drink Dunkin' tea.
Oh, it's good. The sweet tea, blueberry.
Okay, but that's a different. I'm talking about like herbal tea.
No, they got herbal at Dunkin'.
You think they have herbal at Dunkin'?
I don't think they do. I mean,
yeah, so I'm not gonna pay. Like, I would rather get my nice passion fruit tea with no sweetener at Starbucks. It cost me $3. Now I went the other way and got coffee the past few days, which has been a little bit different. But you know, I get my nice. What is it even called? My brain. It's not even working right now.
I just found out he's Big Money Robillard.
Yeah, that's what Royal said.
Yeah,
Big Money Robillard.
Look at that. That's his new name now. For that.
Red
Red Card Radio with Big Money Robillard.
In his ad read, Big Money Robillard. Oh man, I have a migraine that's hurting so bad pushing through this.
I'm sorry, and I'm sitting here adding to it by.
No, you're good. It's one of those random, you randomly get like some migraines. My dad tells me I get it from my mom, and
your mom says you get it from your dad, right?
No, I don't think so. My mom says I get my hair from my dad, which I completely agree with. But yeah, the migraines thing, because my mom gets a lot of migraines too, so it happens. So I've been doing a little bit. Woke up and my head was just pounding, but anyways, so I get all right. What I've been getting lately at Starbucks is I've been getting this venti cinnamon dolce latte with vanilla cold foam and cinnamon on top of it, instead of all the other random stuff they add. And I can't lie, like, it's very good. It tastes pretty good. I got the one thing I will say with coffee, because my thing is, and if I woke up earlier and committed to it, although I do wake up early, I just sit in bed, scroll through Twitter for like an hour and a half, and then I just get up, shower, brush my teeth, and then come here. But I wish that instead of waking up at 6, scrolling through Twitter, doing all that, then going through everything else, like, I would wake up, make myself breakfast, and then coffee. Got some Café Bustelo, because that's by far the most superior coffee that's ever been made. I don't understand how some people drink like Folgers and all this other stuff. Café Bustelo is by far like the top tier coffee ever. And not the instant one, not the I tried because my mom bought a K-Cup machine, not the K-Cup one. No. You got to brew that yourself.
They're both the same, man.
What? No.
And maybe my taste palette isn't as good as yours because I'm a little older. But
have you ground your coffee beans before as well?
Listen,
that's the superior.
There's some things I don't do. I don't eat like crab legs because I don't work for my food. I'm not going to lose weight while I'm sitting here trying to eat. I'm not going to ground my own coffee beans. That's what you pay for.
Right, but when you do it yourself, and when you grind them right there in the moment, like you just put them in the machine, you press down.
You have too much time on your hands if you can sit there and grind.
But that's my
beans.
thing. I do have the time. I just don't use the time. Because I wake up and I have Twitter notifications for so many different people. Like I wake up in the morning and all of a sudden I see like 17 things that are retweeted by like Royal or 5 Reasons or Pro Football Network or something, and like most of it now is about how the Heat are so horrible.
Oh, they go back and forth.
So that's what I've been getting. And then in the chat, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wake up and I try to read the chat and it's just like, Jesus, please, when will this end?
But it's good information though.
It's great information. But then I'd rather watch like the post-game shows, and I'd rather watch like the Clutch Corner and stuff like that and look at that stuff because it's just more interesting. I do it while I drive.
You probably shouldn't do that while you drive.
Well, not watching it,
and if
listening
you do,
to it.
You probably shouldn't talk about it on the radio.
But I'm talking about listening, like not like I'm watching it while I'm driving. No, I just I put it on, throw it on my passenger side seat. I just listen to it while I drive. Get some good information. They're all very knowledgeable. And by the time that they have all these post-game shows, I'm tired or I'm carrying my friends in Valorant and I don't have the time to watch something else. It's just how it is. But we're going to have on Royal next and we'll talk. It's Royal Wednesday, so there'll be a bunch of things that we talk about. And then, of course, I'm going to just let Royal go for at least like 2 or 3 minutes and just let him kind of go, right, and see what happens. But again, if you're on YouTube, you can leave comments. I interact with the comments. You can also do so on the text line 844-416-8123. Miami Dolphins fans can always count on the best coverage at OnsideRadio.com every week. Keep up with your favorite team as Dolphins writer Omar Kelly joins us with exclusive reports and when news breaks. Catch the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report on the home for Dolphins fans everywhere, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. Watch Austin Robillard's hair grow by the minute. OnsideRadio.com. South Florida's home for real sports talk.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right, we're going to have on Royal now for Royal Wednesdays. Are we good, Sean? Oh, okay.
No, I have a buffering issue on this computer. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Oh.
We're good.
We're good. It's okay. For the YouTube watchers, hello, how you doing? Same thing on Twitch. If you have any comments in the YouTube section, just put them in there, as well as texting the text line at 844-416-8123. It is a Royal Wednesday here at OnsideRadio.com in Kai's Corner. Each Wednesday, sometimes if it has to move, it will be moved. But the primary day for Royal A. Shepherd, is for Royal Wednesdays. You can follow him on Twitter at Royal A. Shepherd. That's SHEPHERD. Royal, I said I was going to give you like 2 minutes to just go. I want to let you just go. The Miami Heat right now. Your thoughts?
So, first of all, Kai, thank you for having me on here today of all days, because I feel like today is a day that the Heat fans need a bit of realism in their life. This is not a championship level basketball team, and I think that the fan base needs to come to grips with that. I think the expectations that we set for this team were entirely too high, and now we're getting a dose of realism with this. Just to look back a little bit, Miami has lost 4 straight games. So it started with the Grizzlies. Miami scored 85 points. They lost 89-85. And then you give up 137 points to the Pacers. And then you play a
Royal, it seems like Royal's phone is a little bit interesting. All right, my sound is a little. I think. I guess we're gonna call Royal back because something happened there with Royal and his phone, and it seems like he was really getting into it too. So we'll have to have Royal come back to it in a little bit. But
I think Heat fans are listening.
Yeah, I think Royal just got DDoXed because he was about to go off on Heat fans who I guess think too highly of the team, and instantly his phone service just disappeared. And I think Royal definitely was just DDoXed because right now it's just like he's not even there. They just cut off his entire line for his cellular service. What Heat fan is upset with Royal Shepherd and is cutting off his service right now? It is ridiculous. I will not let it stand. But we're waiting. We're getting Royal on right now. See if everything is fixed with him. A quick update. If you are on YouTube or you're listening, we have a poll on Twitter that I want to mention really quick before we have Royal back, where it says, do you prefer Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? You can find that on my Twitter at Samurai Radio, 2 Eyes in Samurai, and on the Onside Radio Twitter. I believe we have Royal back now. Royal, I don't know what happened. I think Heat fans are just upset at you. The last we heard was the first Pacers game. So you can continue to go from there.
Yeah, I think I got canceled midway through me talking.
For real?
Yeah, but then you had the Pacers. They lose to the Pacers again, 109-106. And then it culminates last night with the loss to the Suns, 110. So we've been talking about how this team has improved defensively over the course of that win streak. And last night the problems were exposed all over again on defensive end. But the biggest problem with this team is offensively. We've set expectations for players who cannot possibly meet them. And Tyler Hero particularly has been one of the biggest causes for concern for this team because over his last 4 games, Kai, he's gone, or his last 5, he's gone 4 of 13, versus the Cavs, 4 of 11 versus the Grizzlies, 4 of 15 versus the Pacers, 4 of 16 versus the Pacers again, 3 of 11 versus the Suns last night. We set a bar for Tyler Hero that he can't possibly meet, and I think that has been unfair, and it's caused several people to cough his head at this point. And I'm one of them, because he's just not looking like a player that can help this team win or meet the expectations that we've set for ourselves this year. It's really frustrating watching this team, and at this point, I'm looking forward more and more to tomorrow when we get the real version of this team after the trade deadline, see what pieces are being moved, see what we get back, and see how we're going to look moving forward for the rest of the season, because it's been really disappointing up until now. And I think Alana Tahara said it best yesterday when she was on with Alex Dono. She said Miami's greatest consistency this season has been their inconsistency. And I couldn't agree with that more.
So, you mentioned the trade deadline, Royal. What is the piece that you're going after? Is it Kyle Lowry? Is it anyone else? What is your piece that is absolutely needed here at the trade deadline?
So I think Kyle Lowry is a wonderful fit. He helps in several areas of this team. He gives us a point of attack defender. He gives us a true point guard, someone who can facilitate offense for other players. He takes Bam and Jimmy off the ball a little more so that they can slot in more naturally to what the other things that they do well. Excuse me. And he just puts everybody in their right position. Now, we're going to have to give up Duncan Robinson to do that. But I think that gives more opportunities to Tyler Hero to show us what he can do moving forward. So, I'm liking Kyle Lowry. And a lot of things that people have been saying is that Kyle Lowry is really old. But Pat Riley likes old point guards.
Yeah.
A point that was made by Ethan is that Gary Payton was 3 years older than Kyle Lowry is right now when Pat got him. So I think fans need to keep that into context. Kyle Lowry is still being productive. He's still a great option for this team, and I really like what he can provide for us. Yeah,
and I think the big thing with Pat that people forget as well is, and a lot of people go back to, and it was even referenced in the Dwayne Wade was with the I Am Athlete podcast and show. And he even mentioned itself, going back to like the Hassan Whiteside stuff. And I think that people go to that and they kind of think that, oh, this is kind of the Pat right now. I think people forget that this still, he still is the Godfather. And if he sees talent, Pat's going to go after talent. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how old they are. I mean, even with the Goran Dragic trade, remember, it was the thing where they were like, oh, but this is an older guy. Obviously not too old, but it was just kind of the situation where it was saying, you go after the guy that is producing. What do you see with the 4? I know that you've talked to me about it, and everyone has just talked about going after the 4. Is it going to be LaMarcus Aldridge? Do you go after a guy? I mean, Tito mentioned to me yesterday possibly like a Lauri Markkanen. I know people have talked about John Collins. What is the solution at the 4?
So I think if you go after Kyle Lowry, who looks to be the team's primary option, then you're going to look to the buyout market to add another person to the power rotation, namely a LaMarcus Aldridge. I think if he gets bought out of San Antonio, then we'd be a very good chance that we'd land him. There's no way we're trading for LaMarcus Aldridge. We're not going to trade for him at all. Lauri Markkanen is nice, but I don't think we would want to pay him long term, which would be what we'd have to do. John Collins is an amazing fit at that option. But for what is looking like Atlanta's asking in return for him, I don't think we're going to be able to pay that either. So I think the solution at the 4 is going to look like somebody off the buyout market, or maybe just adding someone to the power rotation. So look for LaMarcus Aldridge or Boogie Cousins, who's still out there available on the market. If those guys, if we land Lowry, then those are the guys who we should turn to and look for to help us fill the void at the 4 spot. But yeah, I think to your earlier point about Pat Riley is, look, man, so, yes. We love the talent that we've got and developed in some of these young guys, but Pat Riley has always been a guy who's looking to win now. And so he's making moves to win now and not basing it off of what projects to be good players in the future. So fans need to accept that reality and be prepared to lose some of the guys that you have endeared yourself to on Thursday.
Okay, we pivot from that. I want to ask your opinion. I know you put in the YouTube chat, you said 7 out of 10 was accurate for the Dunkin' Donuts rating. Do you prefer Dunkin' or Starbucks? Where do you land on that?
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying I am not a big coffee guy. I drink coffee maybe for 1 week every 5 to 6 months.
Why is that?
I'm a naturally energetic person, guy. I don't need.
I don't drink coffee for energy. I just like how it tastes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of how it tastes. I'm a water guy. But
hey, same here,
when
man.
I do go, when I do drink coffee, I go to the standard. I go to Starbucks. So that's where I get my coffee from if I go.
Royal, that's the right answer. Right? Like I don't mind Dunkin', but like if you're going to go out there and you're going to go out of your way to buy coffee, you're going to go to Starbucks. Like I it's not bad, but it's
the standard, Kai. It's
yeah.
standard. And my mom used to drink caramel macchiatos from there when she was younger. I continued the trend. I'm actually watching you on YouTube on my television as I'm talking to you. So I saw your reaction when I said Starbucks.
And look, so wait, where is it? You said water guy, and this is going to show up for the YouTube people. I had to get a new water jug because mine I've had since like 2017. This is the stuff right here, man. Like a gallon of water a day. That's the wave. Like that is that's my thing. Like I drink a lot of water, so that's like I love that. But my other one was getting a little old and broken, and it's fallen off my car a couple times because I forgot to put it in my car. So it had its day. But Starbucks is the way to go. I don't understand. Like I understand from the money value side of things, but Starbucks is the way to go. I want to also ask, and I want to preface this with saying I have not watched any of it yet, so don't spoil anything for me. But have you started watching the Winter Soldier and Falcon on Disney Plus?
Yes, Guy. I watched it at 3:00 in the morning on Friday.
Again?
When it came out. Yeah, every week. 3:00 in the morning. I'm going to be awake and I'm going to watch it.
What would you say? I'm not really a fan of those two specifically in terms of like the MCU. So what would you say, kind of like in that way of me? Like I want to wait to watch it because with WandaVision, I just hadn't started it yet because I didn't want to have to be on that week by week basis. But I liked like Wanda, the MCU character that she was, so it was easy for me to watch it once I actually got into it. What would you say to try to be able to watch that specific, like this specific one?
I think in the same way that WandaVision endeared you to Wanda and Vision, this show is going to do the same thing to you for Sam and Bucky. I think the way that they narrate their stories has been beautiful. Even for one episode, I think this is one that you can watch every week from week to week because it's more along the lines of what people are accustomed to from the MCU, which is bang bang, pow pow, shoot 'em up. Like it's there. So you want to follow that story. But yeah, I believe that this is going to be awesome, and I think that everybody can get in with it.
Don't they hate each other? Isn't that the big? I mean, I just recently started watching a lot of the MCU movies, but don't they dislike each other? Like, hasn't that, especially since like Winter Soldier?
Well, that's been the bit the whole time during their entire time in the MCU, and this is not a big spoiler, but they don't actually see each other in the first episode. So
so it's not even. Oh my God! So it's not even Bucky and Sam yet. Like,
yeah, well, you won't even notice it though. You won't even notice it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's not like I want to watch it. It's just that I feel like since I wasn't like when I watched Winter Soldier, when I watched Civil War, I was always like, I don't really like them. Even in like Endgame, I was like, okay, like for giving off the shield, it's like, oh no, it's yours now and all that stuff. Like I wasn't really too into it. But I always thought the idea of like Wanda and her powers, I was like, this looks like someone who is more powerful than they say that she is, and I think it showed that she is. Royal, thank you so much for coming on, man. For the Royal Wednesdays, I appreciate it a lot. You can follow him on Twitter at Royal A Shepherd. That's at Royal A Shepherd, SHEPHERD. Royal, have a great rest of your day, man.
You do the same, Kai-Chin Chisholm.
I will. Always fun to have Royal on, and just whether it's heat or talk about anything else. And he's a Starbucks guy, Sean. So ha. Even though
how's the poll going?
It's not going good. It's not going good. 48 votes into the poll, and 60.4% of the people say America runs on Dunkin'. You can go and vote on that if you haven't already. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Samurai Radio, 2 I's and Samurai, and retweeted by the Onside Radio Twitter.
When the people on your side is Big Money Robillard and apparently Big Money Banash, you might have an issue.
And Royal, Big Money Royal, too.
Royal's royal. Royal's royal.
Yeah.
You can't mess with royalty.
Exactly. I agree. Anyways, we're going to round off hour one in the next segment. We'll catch you guys there. You're listening to the only locally owned sports station in South Florida. You're listening to OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Sundays at OnsideRadio.com continues to provide you the kind of sports talk South Florida fans desire. Every Sunday at 7 a.m., tune in to the Sunday Sports Drop with Jazz Santana. Catch Jazz every week as he takes your calls and discusses the biggest stories in sports. That's the Sunday Sports Drop, 7 to 9 a.m., exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
These are unprecedented times. Challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Welcome back to Kai's Corner. To reach out to Kai, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Some of the reaction to the Starbucks versus Dunkin' Donuts debate is pretty funny. I think that it's top tier for me in terms of in comedy and just things that are happening. To read some of the responses thus far, and if you're watching on YouTube and Twitch, hello, how you doing? Make sure that you comment, especially on the YouTube one. On Twitch, I'll try to go back and forth. However, I am primarily on the YouTube side of things. So if you're on YouTube, any question you might have, I will talk about and I will ask and go through. And the same thing if you are on Twitch, I will go back to it as much as I can. And then on the text line at 844-416-8123, you can go and ask or leave anything that you might have. If you have a comment or question or concern, anything you might have in your brain on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. So results thus far from our coffee is sad results thus far from Austin Robillard says. Tito Banache, poor taste buds by most people. Sean saying that the truth hurts to me, Austin, and Tito. This one from Ezekiel at Finsanity32 says, Starbucks is the Apple of the coffee industry. They suck people in on marketing and product placement, but their products are the worst. Someone else commenting, I'd rather have Black Rifle Coffee. That is a coffee company apparently in Salt Lake City, Utah. So shout out to Marsh. One of my friends, Bianca, putting why pit two queens against each other. Someone else saying, can't believe there are this many bland people around. I'm assuming that is on the side of America runs on Dunkin'. Because that's the bland, if we're being honest here. Because Starbucks is just so many varieties, so much options. But no. The bland, what, Sean? Dunkin' is the bland side of things.
You can't handle the truth, so now you're trying to pattern it around the way you want it to go.
The truth. Listen,
bland. I guess they're talking about Dunkin'.
It is. They have to be talking about Dunkin'. No, but they aren't. Dunkin' is the bland coffee, and I will forever stand on that hill, and I will die on that hill because honestly I don't really care that much, but like. I do think that Starbucks is the superior.
It seems like you do apparently here because you didn't think – you honestly put that whole thing up thinking it was going to go your way automatically.
You know, I really did. I really did. I can't lie. And I'm pretty – and when we look at the poll, I am, pretty shocked that it did not or it's not going the way of Starbucks. A lot of people really believe America runs on Dunkin'. I got to give it to them. Hey.
I just think people look at value now more than – look, Starbucks before was just kind of like the place to go. But I mean, coffee's coffee, man.
Michael Christian, you are wrong. He said if this is about coffee, the answer is neither. The reason coffee is no bueno. Michael, your South Florida card has been officially taken away, and you can go live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I can't believe that. Anyhow, when we come up in the second hour...
There's something wrong with that guy.
There's obviously something wrong with him. Coffee is no bueno. What the? Come on, Michael. Anyways, we're rounding off hour one. Hour two, we'll have on Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network, and we will talk about the NFL Draft. And I will ask Dennis, don't worry, I'm staying on. I will ask his thoughts on that Oklahoma running back and see what he thinks about that in those later rounds. When you're hungry for sports... oh, my gosh. This gets me every time because it's not, When you're hungry for sports talk, it's improper grammar. When you're hungry for sports talk, there's only one option. Talk about sports with David Friedman every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Join David every weekend as he takes a different angle to sports You can tune in every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. for Talk About Sports with David Friedman exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, is that a faucet running? Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. It is? Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact... What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. How do trees clean the air? They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us. Cool. I didn't know that. Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnSideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It's time for Kai's Corner on OnSideRadio.com. To talk to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm on your home for sports talk, OnSideRadio.com.
Hour 2 on this beautiful Wednesday morning here at Inter Miami CF Stadium at Onside Radio. If you're watching on YouTube and or on Twitch, hello, how you doing? Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Samurai Radio, 2 Eyes in Samurai. Make sure to follow the Onside Radio Twitter at Onside Radio. And if you have not already, vote in our poll to find the superior coffee maker. Is that Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? Right now, Dunkin' Donuts just taking it away after, I believe, 71 votes. 73, actually. 58.9% to 41.1. So right now, Dunkin' is being the American runs on Dunkin' that everyone expected. I guess by everyone, I mean Sean Stanley. We are getting back to sports in this one. We're going to stay specifically towards soccer or football to everyone else around the world, except for here in America. In the next segment, we'll talk to Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network. We'll talk to him about the draft and then any other products. I do want to quickly add a shout-out to Alfredo Arteaga because he made a comment on the Michael Christian, host of Game Night from 6 to 7 here at Onside Radio weekdays. Made a comment on him saying that coffee is not good. He said, shaking my head, you never really know about people. And I completely agree. You never really know because apparently he is just wrong. I mentioned in the first hour I wanted to talk specifically when it came to, club soccer about FC Barcelona and their current state as a football club. For a lot of people, and especially a lot of people my age, when you, even before me and everything like that, when you think of Barcelona, when you think of Real Madrid, when you think of Manchester United, Arsenal, all these clubs that are just huge in club football, you think of greatness. Even if an Arsenal hasn't been great in a while, a Manchester United hasn't been great in a while, and Madrid recently has not been fantastic, though they won the league last year. And even, you have got teams like Atletico Madrid who are doing good every now and then. When you think of Barcelona, you think about Lionel Messi. When you think about Barcelona, you think about one of the best footballers to ever step on a pitch. In some people's minds, he's the best. Some people's minds, it's Ronaldo. You can go with the other Ronaldo, bald Ronaldo, fat Ronaldo, however you want to say it. Because a lot of people say that one. Gerd Müller, very famous German striker. You go with Pele. There's so many other people. Diego Maradona. There's so many. But when this current, my generation, I guess, a lot of what you think is Lionel Messi. It's that little Argentinian man who just defies every odd that you could possibly think of and takes his team to the promised land every step of the way. Now, their season started out extremely rough. Extremely rough. And even La Liga in general was pretty rough. Sevilla was leading for quite some time. Real Betis was in the top 4 for quite some time. Now teams have started to drop points and things are kind of coming back to how we expect them to be, right? You expect Barcelona, Real Madrid, Sevilla, Sociedad, Betis, they're fighting from 4 to 6. But you expect it to be Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid, 1 through 3 in some order or some fashion. Usually, however, it's Barca, Madrid, then Atletico. Or Madrid, Barca, Atletico. This year, Atletico is at the top of the table with 66 points at this current point in time through 28 match days. And Barcelona has moved their way all the way up, winning 5 of their last 5 to only 4 points behind Madrid. Now, this is a team under Ronald Koeman who was not good in La Liga for a while this season. And now they're picking up the pace, and they're slowly but surely on the heels of Atletico Madrid. But the big kicker that still stands through with Barcelona is that they have a player in Lionel Messi. The player who has been their career player. He came through the La Masia Academy. He is the guy. He is the person you think of most You think of Barcelona, Lionel Messi. You think of Argentina, well, I guess it depends on what side of the coin you flip. If you're the younger generation, you think Messi. If you're the older generation, you think Maradona. But that's the guy. Defying all the odds again. Doesn't matter the height, doesn't matter the speed, doesn't matter what position he's playing. If he's out on the wing, if he has to play a striker, if he's playing in the midfield, it does not matter. Messi gets it done. And now they have to think. And they have to be in a very interesting situation, a situation that they have not been in for quite some time, where a team like Barcelona, who used to have all the stars, the best big name players, all playing at the same time on the same team, are now out of the UCL, getting destroyed, absolutely destroyed by PSG. And that's now 2 straight years that their UCL season has ended in disgrace for what they expect. They got blown out 8-2 in one leg in Lisbon last year by Bayern Munich. 2 goals scored by Philippe Coutinho, who they bought for a massive amount from Liverpool, who then they loaned to Bayern just to score a brace and assist in a game in which they got blown out. Shout out to Coutinho because he did not celebrate during those goals. Did the very respectful thing. But that's the point that they're in. Even 4 points behind in La Liga, that's the point that Barca's in right now, where they don't have this insane talent pool. They could end up winning the league, and that would be all great and fancy. That would be cool for whatever it is. But a guy like Pep Guardiola, can tell you, Man City manager right now, winning the league only means so much. Teams like Juventus can tell you, winning the league only means so much. Yeah, your league's important. Getting placed in Champions League contention is important. It's a part of your job. If you're one of those top teams as a manager, your expectations from the board is to win the league. But nothing brings you the fame and fortune as the Champions League. Nothing. Madrid won the Champions League 3 years in a row. They were the talk of club football every single day. Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Karim Benzema, Marco Asensio, Sergio Ramos, they were the talk constantly. It didn't matter what was going on. Didn't matter if they won the league or not. They won 3 straight Champions League titles. 3 straight Club World Cups. That's what matters. You get deemed the best team in Europe if you win the Champions League and win the UEFA Super Cup against the Europa League winners. You're the best team in Europe. You defied all the odds. You played against the competition that is the very best through a season, and you did it all. And you won that competition. Then you go, and in very short days, you win the Club World Cup. You're the best team in the world. The teams that won their respective competitions in every continent in the world, you came out on top. That gold badge in the middle of your jersey, having the UCL number go from whatever it was to another number up there, for Bayern last year, 5 to 6, consistently winning and putting it up. And right now, who knows if Barcelona can do that again, and who knows if this is the last time that you've seen Lionel Messi play for Barca in the Champions League. He's probably going to City. It would be a shocker at this point. Now, Bartomeu is gone, and he was arrested a while ago, actually, even. The former president for Barca. The new one wants to keep Messi. But it would be an absolute shocker if by this time next year, when Champions League soccer is going up again, you're in the round of 16, that in important fixtures, Lionel Messi is with Barcelona. Because he wanted to leave and said he was going to leave. And the kicker on why he didn't was because he said that he did not want to sue the club he loved most in the world. He publicly came out and said that he wanted to leave. I would be shocked if Lionel Messi is a Barcelona player next year, and I think keeping an eye on Barcelona right now is huge because they're in a lot of debt as well. They're going to have to, sell away guys like a De Jong, like a Dembele, like a Griezmann. A fire sale might be coming for Barcelona because they are in debt, and they're not going to have their main guy anymore. And that is something that you should definitely look at. Coming up next, we're going to have on Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network. We'll talk to him about the NFL draft. And, of course, again, Dennis, from the YouTube comments, I told you and I promise you I will ask him about that Oklahoma running back and see what his thoughts on him are. If you haven't voted in the poll already, go ahead and do so. You can find it retweeted by Onside Radio or on my Twitter at Samurai Radio, 2 Eyes and Samurai. 87 votes through, 45 minutes left. Sean Stanley would love to hear that America runs on Duncan according to the Twitterverse with 60.9% of the votes. Recent comment coming in said, I rejected Duncan in favor of having no coffee. Can't believe 60% of people prefer brown water. That's what he said from Mike.
Well, listen, I'd rather pay $3.99 for the brown water than $6.99 for a venti.
Hey, well, there you have it from Sean Stanley, the host, the host of the Square Circle Digest.
Good cover.
Oh, man. Anyhow, you can catch Sean every morning from 9 a.m. from 9 to 10 for the Square Circle Digest. Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
The Munchkins were great.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
I'm 54, so basically, it's too late to start saving for retirement, right?
Not right. Starting to save, even in your 50s, can really make a difference.
Well, right now, saving seems hard to wrap my head around. Plus, with the way this year's been going...
Hey, listen, it's okay. You still got this. Just go to aceyourretirement.org. It's an online tool from AARP that can help you get your retirement savings on track no matter your age. It's free and only takes about 3 minutes.
I like 3 minutes.
Yeah, at aceyourretirement.org, you'll chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer a few questions and you'll get a personalized plan and tips to help boost your retirement savings. Tips that are easy to understand and tailored to your lifestyle.
I like that too.
Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Just head to aceyourretirement.org and make your plan to start saving for retirement.
Thanks.
That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
Rob Manfred has chosen not to address it. He's doing these other stupid things, the universal DH and the expanded playoffs and 7-inning doubleheaders because sure, that's credible for the game.
No way.
I hate the 7-inning doubleheader.
Well, that's
thing.
Not going to stay.
Yes, it is.
It is?
This year, yes. Doubleheader games are 7 innings.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Because it's not real baseball.
4th and 20, weekday mornings from 6 to 8 right here on OnsideRadio.com.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Welcome back to Kai's Corner. To reach out to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Kai's Corner.
Welcome back to the Coffee Show. I am Starbucks lifer, Kai Chen Chisholm. Always being the producer of all producers. Dunkin' Donuts for life. America runs on Dunkin' Sean.
Just like Dunkin', I make everything run.
Yep, that is perfect. Love that. Even my high migraine brain right now can handle that. We're having on Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network. You can find him on Twitter. I want to make sure I get this right because I don't mess this up. I think it's Ian_Cummings_9. Correct, Ian? And I'm doing that off the top of my head.
Yeah. I wanted to do straight Ian Cummings 9, but someone took that, so I had to put the underscores in there. But yeah.
Why the 9? I'm actually interested in that.
I don't know. This has been my favorite number for a while. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. There's no origin story there. I don't know. Maybe cosmetically, I like the number 9. I don't know. It's weird.
All right. I have to ask because it's the subject of the day. Do you prefer Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks for your coffee, Ian?
Honestly, I'm not much of a coffee guy.
Oh,
I gotta say,
gosh.
I don't know what it is, man. I think the first time I tried coffee, I had it straight black, and from there, it set a bad first impression for me. So I haven't really gone back to it. I'll have to start informing myself. I'll have to start dabbling in it a little more. But right now, I'm more of just like a scrambled eggs and toast kind of guy. Just get up, fuel myself, and get ready for the day.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll take that. We'll take that for sure. I want to start off quickly because this came in from a YouTube comment very early on in the show, and personally, I have not looked at this running back at all, and I want to know if you have. Someone asked about Oklahoma running back Ramondre Stevenson and a potential fit for the Miami Dolphins, potentially going in like the later rounds. Have you watched much of him, and what are your thoughts on him if you have?
Yeah, so it's actually, this is one of my not one of my favorites. Favorite's kind of a strong word, but there are guys you watch and you have certain expectations coming in. Like you have an established knowledge base when you're watching a guy. Like you've heard things, you haven't actually seen him though. And when I watched him, like I'd heard he was a power back. 6 foot 246 is what I think he played at in college. He trimmed that down to like 226 at the Senior Bowl. But on tape, he's built like a power back, but I think he's a little bit more than that. He's got good contact balance, good explosiveness when he has those windows to run through. And, trimming that weight down, I think he could glean even more athleticism into his game. He showed some flashes of a receiving back. So he's one of those guys on day 3 because we know the Dolphins getting a running back is something they definitely need to do, add one to their stable at the very least. But if you're looking for one guy in the day 3 range for better value, because running back is kind of a position where they're relatively replaceable. So, if you get one later on, there's a chance he could actually be a steal. And I think Stevenson is one of those guys. He's built like a power back, but he has some elements to his game where you think, hey, we can mine some more upside out of this guy, and he could potentially be a workhorse back. So I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bet money on it just because, there's so much uncertainty. But put him in the right situation, I think he does have traits that are conducive to success.
Why do you think that is with running backs where, I think we'll see even times where these first-round guys, if they go in the first round, they don't really turn into too much, but then it's those 4th, 5th, 6th-round guys where every time you read like a draft profile, these are all these positives, and it's great positives that you read. It's, it could be this, it could be that, but this, but this, but this. Then they get in, and all those but this turn into as if they never existed. Why do you think that is? It happens with every position, but I feel like running backs specifically, and you mentioned yourself, they can turn over so quickly. Why do you think that is? Is it because of the turnover where you can just grab a guy and he can be, Alvin Kamara, a late round guy, all of a sudden one of the best at his position. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things. I think situation is a big one. You look at just the running back skill set. It's just naturally more dependent on your surroundings. Like if you have an offensive line that's clearing lanes all day, you might not be a running back with the best vision or the best contact balance, but you're getting clean lanes and you're not getting contact all that often. So you're just going to get open lanes all the time, and that will have a positive impact on your performance. I also think it's a matter of, opportunity too. Some teams don't invest as much in the running back, and it creates a situation where several lesser-ranked guys are battling for, playing time, and one of them's going to win out and take advantage of that opportunity. I know we saw that with Philip Lindsay a couple of years back. So it's a combination of things, but it's just naturally, as a runner, your skill set, you're basically just taking the best of what you have in front of you. Like, you're trying to make the most of the lanes you have. And, there is some nuance to it, but at the end of the day, it's really just dependent on, can you stay on your feet? Can you elude guys? Can you choose the right lanes? Can you divert course? And it's just a little more replicative than other positions. And then also, I think another factor that's kind of underrated is injury too, because running backs, every time they take the ball, usually you're going to face contact, at some point of the rep. And so taking that contact at such a high clip, at such a high volume, that can wear down on guys and creates more opportunities for guys behind them. And it feeds into that positive feedback loop of the turnover at the running back position. So it's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it all culminates in a value equation where you're saying we might not have to spend as much on this position as another. Now, there are exceptions sometimes, and you can debate it too, like some of the top-rated running backs in the draft, like Najee Harris. I know he's been a big topic of discussion. Super talented player, but at the end of the day, you come back to the position. That's the denominator, and it's like, do we really need to spend this?
Right. We're talking with Ian Cummings. He writes for PFN, also writes for Fanside. You can follow him on Twitter at Ian_Cummings_9. A big topic of debate right now, Ian, is within the Dolphins circle, do the Dolphins sit at 3 and draft Kyle Pitts, or do they trade down and just draft either of the Pitts, Waddle, Chase, or Devonta Smith? Where would you stand if you're Chris Greer and Brian Flores? Would you stick at 3 and draft the guy that you want the most, or do you trade back, accumulate more picks next year and later on in this draft, and settle for one of those 4 guys?
I don't think there's really an option where you lose out. I think that's the beauty of it. I've said this before, but like picking a number 3, if you're the Dolphins, you have a lot of flexibility with what you can do. You can stand pat, and if you pick Kyle Pitts, I'm not going to complain because he's or a tight end. He's almost kind of a positionless guy who can move around, and you can do a lot of things with him. That said, the Dolphins do have a guy. I don't want to say he's like Pitts because no one is like Pitts, but Mike Gesicki, similar baseline athletic traits in terms of, he's 6'6", 240-something, has really good athleticism, had a 40-plus inch vertical. So but Pitts is a different player, so you could definitely put him in there, and he'll be a chess piece. He can get open. He can take contested catches. Also, another guy I would like at 3, but again, it depends on how you view your roster, is Penei Sewell. And I know that's been a topic of debate too. But at the end of the day, the offensive line is a position group where you shouldn't really settle. If you can upgrade and if you can increase your flexibility there and move guys around, getting Sewell in there is a good option. But at the end of the day, looking at the positions that the Dolphins have needs at, positions.
We are having a little bit of Ian, are you still here? There's a little bit of cutting up right now with Ian. I think, Ian, are you still here? Or did we cut out again? It seems like we are still having a little bit of issues. We're going to try to figure it out right now with Ian. We're going to call him back and try to get him on. He was mentioning how there is the value of whether you do trade down and that the Dolphins are in a great position. And I have to completely agree with him in terms of you're sitting at just number 3, the ability to pick the guy you want, whether it's a Penei Sewell, whether it's a Kyle Pitts, whether it's one of those 4 main receivers. And on top of that, if you want to trade down, because there's just so much talent, you can also be able to go out there and make sure that you can get the guy that you want there when you trade down. I think we have Ian back now, and everything should kind of be going swell here. Ian, I want to ask you really quick, and it sucks that it dropped out there, but I want to ask you quickly here. I know that you were giving kind of like the both sides type of thing. I don't know if you mentioned it when it kind of dropped. But if you were at that position, if you're in that chair, you're making what pick? Who is the guy that you absolutely have to go to? I know you were mentioning a bunch of guys that you could go for, but what's the one that you absolutely have to have if you are the GM of the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, for sure. You can hear me again, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay, just making sure. Yeah, I think it was a connection issue or something.
No worries.
But yeah, I was kind of getting to it, and I think the most attractive deal in terms of value to me is I'm looking at the bottom end of the top 10, and I see a few teams that might be candidates to trade up for a quarterback if it comes to that. The optimal situation for me is trading back just a little bit, trading back in the top 10, even if it's with the Eagles, just a few spots. And if you can get one of Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith, I feel like that's a very good option because I look at the Dolphins receiving core right now, and I know they signed Will Fuller, but just looking at that core, it still doesn't give me the feeling where I'm confident going into battle with these guys and supporting Tua with these guys. So I think getting a guy, Jalen Waddle personally is my favorite fit for what the Dolphins offense needs and for what Tua needs, a guy who can get open in the short ranges and extend short passes and get that rack yardage. I feel like Waddle best fits that, but you get those guys who have pre-existing chemistry with him and makes his job easier. And trading back, you get extra draft assets, and the draft is very deep at other positions of need. So I feel like getting one of those top talents and then just rolling with the board the rest of the way is as good an option as any.
If in this situation, the Dolphins have a pick where in 18, it looks like Najee Harris is still available at like 13, 14, maybe like 12 or something. Would you trade up and go out there and grab him, or would you just wait because you can get running backs a dime a dozen?
Yeah, I'm not trading up for a running back. That's not a trigger I'm willing to pull. As much as I love Najee Harris, I think he's the best back in the draft, hands down. Complete back, a guy that you can really rely on in all phases. I'm not trading up for running back just because, in round 2, like you said, you can get a guy like Javonte Williams and Michael Carter even later. I feel like he's a guy who has a lot of good traits. So it's I wouldn't trade up for him. If he does make it to 18, I would consider it. But again, round 1, if you're going to, I'm not sure I'd pick a running back in round 1 just because the position is so replaceable and you can just file in guys. And if you have an offensive line that does its job, ideally, you don't need to have a world beater at running back. You can get a guy who can just churn the chains, get 4 to 5 yards every tote. That's all you need. Now, Najee Harris is such a good talent at running back. I feel like he's even underrated now because he's big, he's athletic, he has really great vision, and he's also an excellent receiver. So he kind of checks every box for you. I wouldn't trade up for him, but if he gets to 18, you can consider him. But also keep in mind that there are going to be guys at 36 and 50 who you can get. You can save that first-round pick for a more consequential position and then get a better value running back later on. So you just always want to keep in mind that there will be options out there later on, so you don't want to get tunnel vision. But at the same time, Najee Harris is a very good player. He's another one of those guys where even if he's a running back, I wouldn't be flipping tables if they picked him at 18 because he's very good. He can also alleviate pressure off of Tua's shoulders.
Ian, thank you so much for coming on, man. You can follow him on Twitter at Ian_Cummings_9. And you can also follow anything he does at PFN and at Fansided. Ian, again, man, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me.
Of course. A little bit of a cutout issue there, but it's fine. It's always fun to talk to my guys from PFN and also Ian. I mean, I just think Ian's great. Him, guys like Dalton Miller, I think also just very great to talk to and just always insightful. And it's having me think a little bit about that running back position and how I might go about that if I was in the position of the Miami Dolphins. Coming up, we're going to have another segment before we crosstalk and round out hour 2. Sundays at 9 a.m., Juan Cardona dominates the airwaves with Juan on Juan. From sneakers to video games to your favorite South Florida team, tune in every Sunday to Juan on Juan, exclusively on the home for sports talk in South Florida, OnSideRadio.com.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Darian. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio continues to grow to make your life easier. You can now find your favorite sports station by downloading the Radio FM app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host or catch a great Inter Miami CF match. Go to your app store, download Radio FM, and search Onside Radio, the home for the South Florida sports fan.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Nice conversation that we had with Ian Cummings in the last segment. If you missed that one, you can follow him on Twitter at Ian_Cummings_9. You can also find it in podcast form right now on your favorite podcast app, whether that's Podbean or whether that's Apple Podcasts. You can find it there and be able to listen in. I know I like to even listen back to myself sometimes and hear what I said and how I went about certain things. Also just, as an improvement thing and just listening by and seeing everything like that. So you can also listen back to that. I know I surely will myself. You can also listen to him. He was on yesterday with Big O on the Onside Zones. You can listen to that one as well by searching that up on your favorite podcast app, and you can find him there. I'm sure they were similar conversations, but definitely different. So you want to listen to those, you can go ahead and do so there. I want to stick on a soccer side of things, and it's a big soccer day today. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit different, but it's a big soccer side today. I wanted to touch on not Barcelona again, but a story within club soccer and club football and world football that I think is just one of the best stories that you could find out there, and something that I think is just great in terms of from a beginning to where the person is now. Bayern Munich have a left back in Alphonso Davies, who originally was a refugee who then went to Canada with his family. And Canada, accepted him. He became a Canadian citizen, and he plays now for the Canadian national team. And he was one of those talented footballers where they looked at him, and even as a young kid, he was able to go into the Vancouver Academy for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and he then signed on to a professional deal with them and was one of the youngest players that they had. 16 years old, signs a professional contract to be there. No, it was 17 years old, signed a professional contract to be with the Vancouver Whitecaps. He originally played as a midfielder and a winger at the time for the Whitecaps in the MLS. He then gets an offer to sign with Bayern Munich. I believe $10 million or $11 million or euro to sign over with FC Bayern Munich. So he stays for a year there in Vancouver at 18 years old in the January transfer window, makes his move official, and is a Bayern Munich player. Doesn't play too much. The wing position was very stacked. You had guys like Arjen Robben, Franck Ribéry, Kingsley Coman, Serge Gnabry, all there in very big parts of the wings for Bayern. Midfield, absolutely stacked as well. The likes of Thiago, Joshua Kimmich, Leon Goretzka, Javi Martinez, Renato Sanchez at the time as well, who was there. So many players ahead of him. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, he scores his first Bundesliga goal. That was awesome. Great moment. End of the season, Arjen Robben and Franck Ribéry. Robben retires. He then comes back again and plays for his boyhood club in the Netherlands. Franck Ribéry moves on to Fiorentina in Italy. Seems like he wants to come back to the Bundesliga. Who knows how that will happen, what team he'll pick, where he'll go. Probably not back to Bayern Munich, and he definitely wouldn't get the number 7 back, as Serge Gnabry has that currently. So he'd have to have another number on the back of his kit. Davies then, at 18 years old still, I believe, is given the opportunity, because of injuries, to start at left back for Bayern Munich. So this player who's played his entire life on the wings and in the midfield was a dynamic scorer and just speed on the wing for the Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS. Then makes a move to Bayern Munich. Then at Bayern had the idea of succeeding the likes of Arjen Robben, the likes of Franck Ribéry. But then Niko Kovac at the time and Bayern Munich, Hassan Salihamidzic and the rest of the team there, the rest of the management there, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, Uli Hoeneß, all of them. This young 18-year-old who's about to turn 19 is going to be the starting left back for the Bundesliga champions 6 times in a row, I believe, at that time, in FC Bayern Munich. He comes on and has one of the most outstanding seasons possible for Bayern at a position that he is not accustomed to. He's dominating on the left side as a left back. So much to the point when injuries had finished, David Alaba comes back. Alaba gets moved to center back and not the left back position he played going through the Bayern Academy, playing for Bayern his entire career in the pros. Or in the senior team is what it's called for club football. Gets moved over and is no longer left back. Now he's a center back because this young Canadian refugee comes from the MLS and in a position he's not even accustomed to at left back, which is completely different than playing on the wings, comes in and is so dominant, not only in the Bundesliga, but in club soccer worldwide, in the Champions League, dominating every single performance, is now the starting left back for Bayern Munich. Goes on and has, before everything shuts down, dominates Jadon Sancho, one of the best young talents for England. Goes out and absolutely dominates him. Doesn't even give him the chance to be productive in the Clasico with Dortmund versus Bayern. Goes out, and before the pandemic, the last game that, Byron, we have some soccer news.
I'm not sure here because I'm just looking through Twitter, but CBS Sports Soccer. Do you know what the rights are? What the rights include?
Right now, it's the Champions League, the Europa League, and I believe they're getting Serie A.
They have just announced it will be the UEFA Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, Serie A, National Women's Soccer League, Argentina's Liga Professional de Football, Brazil's Serie A, and then now in CONCACAF, they'll also get 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, CONCACAF Nationals League finals, and the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers and the Women's CONCACAF League.
That is huge.
And also a documentary, Sir Alex Ferguson, Never Give In, Stories from the Beautiful Game. That is all given to CBS Sports now and Paramount Plus.
That is huge. So the Champions League soccer, we'll get to quickly finish this with Alphonso Davies. Has a great game against Chelsea before everything happens, and now has just been one of those guys. Now he's been appointed a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations of Refugee Agency. So that's awesome. I mean, he's the first football player in the world to hold this role. He said, quote, "I'm proud to join the UN Refugee Agency as a Goodwill Ambassador. My own experiences make me want to speak up for refugees, to share their stories, and help make a difference." I think it's an outstanding story for Alphonso Davies. He is one of the youngest talents, and he's one of the best left backs in the world right now. And he went from being a refugee, going to Canada with his family, then moving away from his family in Canada where they were, going to Vancouver to play with the Whitecaps at such a young age, then moving to Germany and starting for one of the best teams in the world at left back. I think it's an outstanding story. With CBS, though, so the Champions League soccer rights have been bouncing around. It was with Fox for a long time. Then it went to TNT, which was horrible, I might add. Then it was TNT/Bleacher Report, which was even worse because you couldn't buy like a yearly thing that made sense. It was like $50 or $60 to buy the year to watch the Champions League, which is not worth it. And they would charge you like $5 to watch one match. Then it goes to CBS and Paramount Plus, now Paramount Plus, which I think has been fantastic, by the way. It's $10 and you get all the Champions League stuff along with everything else that CBS All Access, now Paramount Plus, has to offer. I think it's a great deal. I love it, to be honest with you. That's huge because the recent move, at least for having soccer in America, you had Serie A and the Bundesliga on ESPN Plus. So the Bundesliga is now with ESPN Plus and not Fox Sports, and it's starting to grow a lot more, which is great. Serie A now moving to CBS and Paramount Plus. That's huge for soccer. That's awesome. I'm not a Serie A watcher, but I'm sure maybe guys like Alex Dono will enjoy that because of
well, there's others jumping on. Grant Wall, one of them said that now they'll have year-round basically soccer rights on Paramount and CBS,
which is also awesome. Like I getting soccer to have a year-round coverage, whether it's Serie A, the Bundesliga, La Liga, whatever it is. Even Peacock has the Premier League. That's great, although Peacock, but that's great because you will have all these, just the beautiful game will be promoted everywhere in America, which I think is great because you'll be able to watch all the most talented players in the world be able to play in just the greatest sport in the world. I want to quickly add here, Sean, did you see that Kane is the latest inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame for 2021?
I saw earlier the Great Khali was being inducted, and I've kind of shut my phone off since then.
For what reason?
Great Khali's just. I mean, look, I get it. It's kind of a it's a pro wrestling Hall of Fame. I understand that, but Great Khali, I just no.
I agree.
No.
I think he's more inspired with Bad Bunny now becoming a wrestler. Really, that's really what it's all about. Bad Bunny and a banjo in the wrestling ring. That's
and Pat McAfee.
You should see.
Are you buying a Bad Bunny poster for your house?
Oh, I've already got it.
Okay.
I even got the title that he won already. He won the WWE 24/7 title. I went and got it.
I love it.
And now he's versing The Miz at WrestleMania. I mean,
actually,
come on
Bad
now.
Bunny is a good name for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Hops onto the ring.
Yeah, there's a video being
ears.
released next week by Miz and Morrison called Hop Hop.
So
Bunny.
you could really play along with that. You hop onto the
best
top
thing.
of the top of the ring to jump off. Only a Bad Bunny would do that.
The hops on that guy. Oh,
exactly.
But he's got to be a heel, right? You
Makes
can't
pretty
be
good music as well.
You can't be a baby face and yelling Bad Bunny.
His intro music will be terrific.
Oh yeah.
You know,
He'll be able to sing himself to the ring.
Yeah.
Even Playboy could actually be a sponsor of Bad Bunny.
Oh, that's a Bad Bunny right there.
There we go. Let's get Bad Bunny, honey.
Anyways, rounding off hour 2 and rounding off the show in general, we will have Big O for Crosstalk coming up next. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like as well. We started off today, if I'm not mistaken, at 266 or something. We're at 270. That's great. That's awesome. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow that. Also, put on post notifications, because you'll get that every time we go live, you get a notification. Every time that one of the live streams posts on YouTube, you get a notification. So you can go back and watch any of those. Round off hour 2. This is Kai's Corner. We'll catch you after the break.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woo-hoo. Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Sundays at 9 a.m., Juan Cardona dominates the airwaves with Juan on Juan. From sneakers to video games to your favorite South Florida team. Tune in every Sunday to Juan on Juan, exclusively on your home for sports talk in South Florida. OnSideRadio.com.
These are unprecedented times, challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Of course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak Tree?
Sup?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think you would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Welcome back to Kai's Corner. To reach out to Kai, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Rounding off hour 2. I asked Big O his thoughts on the coffee thing in one of the breaks, and he said that he is Cuban coffee all the way. It does not fall in the
and
Dunkin'
only when
or
a cigar.
Starbucks lane.
I only drink Cuban coffee with a cigar. I don't really drink a lot of Cuban coffee, but that's the one that I do like. I've never been into regular coffee. It's just never been my thing. Actually.
Are you the type that would are you not into? Well, this is a bad question though, because you're not even really into coffee, like you said. It's just kind of with a cigar.
No, it's not bad because I've had coffee before, and it's not bad, but it's just not something that I crave at all.
Yeah, I get what
you know what I mean. I'll have a hot chocolate before I have a coffee. I'll have a Coke before I have a coffee.
What do you think of Dunkin' Donuts has a toasted marshmallow was hilarious, and so did Sean. They have an item called a frozen hot chocolate on the thing.
I heard the show.
What do you think of that?
It's confusing, you know what I mean? Because how can it be a hot chocolate be frozen? But I guess because it's the flavor of it
hot chocolate.
Tastes like hot chocolate. So, you know, I get it. It's interesting. I mean, that's might be something I try just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just try.
I don't know if I'll crave it, but I will try it.
Just to have it. What do you have coming up on the show today?
We got Tom Haberstroh, NBA insider, True Hoops contributor. He's going to join us. We'll talk all things NBA with him. Then, of course, Mr. NBA, Ira Winderman, will stop by with our accurate Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. And we got a lot of things to talk about after that Suns performance. And then Mike Cunha is going to join us. Our weekly segment of going around South Florida and talking to the different sportscasters. So Cunha steps up to the plate here on Wednesday.
I love that you called it just the performance against the Suns and not just like the terrible loss against the Suns, which I guess like you're probably expecting to lose that game, but like
it's not so much the game, it's the performance of certain players that
probably
you're
won't
watching
be on the team
certain guys
tomorrow.
bust their ass. Like in Butler and in Bam, and then you're watching Olynyk, Duncan, and Hero stink it up, and even Ariza also stunk it up offensively too.
Yeah.
He was terrible. So
it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Of course, especially tomorrow. I was looking at the Dunkin' Munchkins.
Damn,
I think.
you brought him donuts.
I brought for all. So
that's
yesterday
what a
they called.
good host does for the producers.
They called me out yesterday because they're like, "Oh, Dunkin' thing." I was like, "Watch tomorrow. I'm going to come out and I'm going to bring Munchkins." And I held my word.
Always take care of the producers.
I love Sean. Always take care of Sean.
Always. Producers are extremely important. They're always overlooked in other stations. We don't want to do that here. So
definitely not.
Take care of our producers. There you go. I've done it too. I've brought them Dandy Donuts several times because you always want to give everybody a nice treat.
Everything makes the world go round.
You give Sean some donuts, boy. That's it. He's gonna do a couple extra pieces for you tomorrow on the show.
All right. Well, we'll anyone staying around, you can listen to O's show. You can find it on YouTube as well, and make sure you get all that goodness there. Subscribe and like it. For everyone watching on YouTube, for everyone listening on audio, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. And from then, have a great rest of your day.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your